Again, welcome. I'm glad you could all join us tonight. Before we do get started, I do want to give out some thank yous to everybody that promotes, allows our athletic program to operate as it does. So first of all, the Board of Education, thank them for the continued support of all the athletic ideas that I put forth and we put forth as a team. I was really supported greatly by the Board of Education, so I want to thank them. The administrators within the district, starting with Superintendent Wiles and Deputy Superintendent White, as well as all Principal Pabon, all our assistant principals, and all of our other district and building office administrators, the support they show for our students in general, and specifically athletics, is great and greatly appreciated and supported. I know not just by myself, but by everybody in this room, so I want to thank them as well. You'll hear from these individuals shortly, but our coaches are really the engine behind our program. Without our coaches, we wouldn't have our teams, we wouldn't have our successes, we wouldn't have our encouragement, we wouldn't really have everything that makes the program go. So I want to give a big shout out to our coaches as well. And of course, our student athletes. The student athletes are the ones who are really out there putting in the hard work, really out there showing their commitment, showing their drive day after day. For a lot of you, I know it's a year-long adventure, right? You're multiple sport athletes, so we really appreciate everything you do and how you represent Ellenville in such a great way, both on the court, on the floor, on the field, and in the classroom. So our student athletes, again, much appreciate what you do. We also wouldn't want to forget our parents, and families, and guardians and the sacrifices they make to allow our student athletes to participate in all these great things we have, to really get them to where they need to be at the games, to be at even sometimes at practices, to drive to Dover sometimes. So really all the sacrifices the parents, guardians, and families make as well. Also a couple more shout outs, the Booster Club and all the work they do in supporting our student athletes, whether they're going away to a sectional or playoff event, the goodie bags they provide, and really just the overall support they continue to provide for the athletic program. A couple specific people who really make this program run as well. Patty and Mark Steinhoff, well, I don't know if they're here with us tonight, but their contributions as far as what they do for the Steinhoff Cup and the track team is greatly appreciated, and really overall in the athletic program. And last but not least, Miss Orr, right? Everybody is well aware of what Miss Orr does. You can tell from the round of applause that she really is what makes our athletic department run, especially something like tonight. The amount of work she put in and time she put in to make this run successfully is incredible. So thank you, Ms. Orr. And also to Nurse Orr as well for stepping in tonight and helping. So again, and it really is a team thing here. Everybody contributes, everybody supports, and it's what makes it great to be a part of Ellenville for everybody. All right, without further ado now, we are going to get started with introducing our teams. And I will go first because I am here representing the varsity wrestling team. So as I will do, every coach is going to call out their roster to acknowledge all the student athletes on their team who contributed, gave their hard work, showed up day after day. And then we'll announce the award winners, who the coaches have selected based on certain attributes, certain contributions that the members of their team have done. Okay, so we'll get started now with the varsity wrestling team. So the varsity wrestling team, I had the privilege of obviously attending all of their home matches. I saw a ton of hard work, a ton of grit. Sometimes we were going against teams that were much more experienced than us, very often much larger than us as far as the members on the team. But the guys showed up day after day, continued to work, continued to get better, continued to grind, and it really showed. And although if you look at their win-loss record for the season, that doesn't take into account the fact that they were taking losses because of lack of team members. Really, in their matches, their overall match record was 35-27. So when they were actually on the mat, actually competing, they actually had a winning record. So, and that comes from the size of the program. We're going to continue to build the program, continue to recruit more and more kids. Our modified coach is doing a great job with that. So I think the program is heading in the right direction. So now I'll read the roster. If your name is called, you can please just stand in your place. Once the roster is completed, then we'll give a round of applause to everybody on the team. So first, grade 11, Walter Ganga, Cassius Gray, Caden McQuillan, Patrick Nolan, Austin Sahlstrom, and Xavier Maldonado. Let's give a round of applause to our varsity wrestling team. Okay, now we will get into our individual awards for the varsity wrestling team. First up, we have one of the captains. He ended up with a 10-6 record, and the title of this award is the pin machine. So it speaks to how efficient he was in pinning his opponents. And I'm not sure if he's here tonight, but the first award goes to Patrick Nolan. The second award actually goes to the other captain who finished with a 9-4 record. This is the Bleed Blue Award, and it was really given to someone with great camaraderie, great team spirit, and I can say from my personal experience and seeing him encouraging his teammates, always there early to set up, always staying late to break down, and really just a great teammate as well as an excellent athlete, Austin Sahlstrom. Let's give it a big round of applause one more time to our varsity wrestling team. And next up, I would like to call up Coach Garigliano and the girls indoor track.
Good evening, everybody. I want to start out by, giving the thank yous out there again. Thank you first to my assistant coach, Diana Eccles, as well as the boys coaches, Jack Wilson and Joe Barrera, and our modified coaches for indoor, Miss Alger and Mrs. Cole, as well as the Board of Education. And I will give the same shout out to Miss Orr, because being a varsity coach in the elementary school is very difficult because I don't get a lot of time out of the building, so it's great help to have her down up top, be able to help us out with all the issues we're having. Also, a big thank you to the parents. Indoor track is a tough sport because we travel so far for our meets. We're either at West Point or in New York City quite often, and it's a lot of late nights, it's a lot of late pickups. So really appreciate all the parents for being there for those late night pickups and being there for us. This year's team, we were very young, we didn't have a lot of returners, and it made for some difficult meets, finding spots to fit in, but everybody really built in as the year went, and it was a very hard-working group that continued to improve as the year went on. So when I call your name, please stand up. Amariana Brewster, Aliana Castano, Riley Deshon, Sophiana Jacobs, Janila Jones, Isabella Lewis Rivera, Grace Manalfi, Michaela Negron, Nicole Nero, Johanna Neville, Roxanne Ross, Angelina Suarez, Jayana Torres, Josiah Van Dyke, Mackenzie Whelan, Charlotte Zielinski, and Victoria Bonnets. And now on to our award winners. I'm going to start out with our Blue Devil Award. This was one that I had a much longer name for, and then I was told that years ago that the letters were too much and it cost too much money, so I named it the Blue Devil Award. But it's really about hard work, dedication, determination, and showing up every day and putting in the work. And I gave it to someone who really committed this past indoor season to getting better, was working hard, was in the hallway, on a runway, jumping onto mats, just continually trying to get better. And she really did put in the work this year, and we look forward to having 2 more years with her, Aliana Castano. And our other award is our Rookie of the Year. It goes to someone who we called up to come up early to get extra time with her, ran and jumped and did anything that was asked of her, and I look forward to another 5 years with her. Our Rookie of the Year goes to Charlotte Zielinski.
Let's give it up one more time for our award winners and the entire varsity indoor girls track team. So next up, I'd like to welcome the boys varsity indoor track coach, Jack Wilson.
Sorry, I'd like to start out with some thank yous. I'd like to thank Lisa Wiles and all the members of the Board of Education. I'd also like to shout out Mr. Salama, Mrs. Orr, and Mr. Mosley for helping provide a huge base of support for us coaches and our athletes. Lastly, I would like to make a special thanks to Mrs. Conacher and Mrs. Zielinski for providing much needed support to our athletes through the Booster Club. And of course, I'd like to also thank my fellow coaches, Coach Grigliano, Coach Eccles, Coach Carter, and Coach Barrera this year for helping us out. You know, again, it's not just a 2-man project over in the boys' side. It's, you know, really all of us as coaches really help out. So to summarize the season went very well this year as we had tons of personal bests and great times together. We made it through one of the colder winters that I can remember, and we were able to still claim the Division IV championship title. We were able to get 4th out of about 20 or so teams in the sectional Class B championship, and again, we had several athletes qualify for the Section 9 state qualifier as well. So as I read through this list of names, please stand up and then hold your applause for the end. Jonah Althouse, Pedro Bonachea, Xavier Brown, Cage Burns, Isaac Calderon, Jonathan Conacher, Landon Cruz, Cassius Gray, Marcus Guerrero, Osman Hawk, Aiden Hillman, Marcus Luis Rivera, Frankie Maldonado, Akai Murdoch, Anthony Murdoch, Caleb Norat, Liam Ochi, Joshua Osterhout, Scott Ramos, Fuad Sakar, Caleb St. Peter, Leonidas Thomas, Jonathan Torres, Nate Valdez, Christian Zielinski, Austin Sahlstrom, Sharif Spradley, and J. Rod Neville. All right, you might have already seen this guy limping around today. He just got off of a really good competition at the state meet on Saturday. But this is our field MVP award. So this athlete had a phenomenal indoor season this year. He won both long and triple jump while also securing second and high jump at our divisional meet. He then placed first in triple jump, second in long jump, and third in high jump at our sectional meet. He later went on to place 4th at the Section 9 state qualifier. Again, this says out of all of Section 9, not just Division 1 or Division 2. And then again, I look forward to seeing him continue to grow as an athlete in the future. The winner of the Field MVP award is Christian Zielinski. I don't believe this athlete's here today, but I'm going to still go through this one. So this is our track MVP award. So this athlete has been a key contributor to this track program for years. He has been a great role model for our younger sprinters and has always played a role in this team's success. They were unfortunately dealt a season-ending injury the year prior, and to see him make a comeback this year has been astounding. This athlete placed second in both the 55 and 300 meter dashes at our divisional meet. He then went on to qualify for the Section 9 qualifier in the 55 meter dash. I wish the best for him as he pursues his academic studies at Howard University next year. The winner of the track MVP award is Marcus Lewis Rivera. All right, so the last award for today is the Blue Devil Strength Award, similar to the Blue Devil Award that Coach Grigliano had given out earlier. So this award goes out to the athlete that has worked the hardest on our team and has shown tremendous amounts of grit and dedication throughout the season. This athlete does everything that I asked them to do and more. It has been a pleasure of mine to have been able to coach this kid for the past 4 years, and to see them get better each year has been amazing. This athlete placed first in the 55 meter hurdles and third in the 300 at our divisional championships. They later placed second in the 55 meter hurdles at our section Class B championships and were able to qualify in the event for the Section 9 state qualifier. I wish them all the best in their future as they further their academics at Stony Brook University. The winner of the Blue Devil Strength Award is Anthony Murdoch.
Let's give another big round of applause to our varsity indoor track, Coach Wilson. I also want to take a minute to acknowledge our assistant coaches and our volunteer coaches, although sometimes just the head coach is coming up. Those of you student athletes and parents, everybody that works with the teams know how vital our assistant coaches are, our volunteer coaches are. So I want to, again, acknowledge them and give a big round of applause to our assistant coaches as well. Next up, we're going to move to girls varsity basketball. I'd like to welcome Coach Burns.
Good evening. I'd just like to start with a couple thank yous who make the long, dreary, cold winter season run a little bit smoother. Mr. Salamone and Mrs. Orr for always being a phone call away. Mr. Bonnets for being an awesome and reliable sounding board. Coach Eccles and Coach Burns for volunteering with the team. And Coach Fernandez, my JV coach, who did a really great job her first year on JV. We're going to start by calling the names, so if you hear your name, please stand up. Junior Mariah Kinsey, Senior Nancy Alarcon, Senior Julia Deo, Senior Veda Stewart, Sophomore Tawana Harrington, Junior Dahlia Ortega, Senior Nashley Vera, Freshman Neray Chavez, Sophomore Nevaeh Ramos, Junior Ayana Dumornay. This year, our team finished with a record of 11-8. We started the season with good momentum, taking home the championship in the annual Rumble in the Valley tournament, defeating Tri-Valley 49-40 in the championship game, displaying probably our best effort of team basketball, and at that, Mariah Kinsey and Nevaeh Ramos were named to the all-tournament team. Throughout the season, we experienced our share of highs and lows. There were tough practices, some tough losses, and moments where things just didn't go our way, but we always seemed to find a way to bounce back. We ended our season with a loss to top-seeded Marlboro in the Section 9 Class A playoffs. Excited to be back at Class B next year. Proud of the season we had and the improvements we made together. Seniors, we will miss you incredibly and wish you all the best. Before we announce the trophy winners, just want to highlight that both Mariah Kinsey and Nevaeh Ramos were named Mid-Hudson Athletic League All-Stars. Nevaeh Ramos was additionally selected as one of Section 9's top 50 basketball players. We have 2 trophies. The first trophy is MVP. This award goes to a young lady who's devoted herself completely to the game of basketball since she was in 7th grade. She's a senior captain. She stood as the quiet force behind the team's success, a silent workhorse whose leadership comes through her actions and not her words. Though she always didn't score the most points, she always played a selfless game, always doing what was best for the team. She embraced the tough roles, made the extra pass, played lockdown defense, and never shied away from the dirty work. There would be multiple games that I would get to the middle of the 4th quarter and realize that she had not had a sip of water or a break because she just never complained. She's the kind of player every team needs, the backbone, the example, and the heart. This year's MVP award goes to Nashley Vera. The second award is the Coaches Award. It's going to be pretty obvious who it is right away. In her first and only year at Ellenville, this young lady made an unforgettable impact. Transferring from Rondout for her senior year, she immediately stepped into a leadership role. Not because she was asked to, but because that's just who she is. From the moment she joined the team, she displayed the kind of leadership you simply cannot teach. Energy, encouragement, and an undeniable team-first mentality. She cheers the loudest, supports everyone around here, and plays wherever she's needed without hesitation. In the championship game of our tournament, she played all 4 quarters, taking just 2 shots. Not because she wasn't capable, but because her focus and her role was to shut down Tri-Valley's best player, and she did exactly that. She does all of the fundamental basketball skills correctly, rebounding, passing, hustling, and never giving up. She's the kind of player every coach dreams of coaching, dependable, smart, and selfless. We all wish we had a little bit more time with you. This year's Coaches Award goes to Julia Deo.
Let's give one more round of applause to the whole varsity girls basketball team, as well as our award winners. Next up, I'd like to welcome Coach Bonds for the boys varsity basketball team.
Good evening. Good evening. It's truly an honor to be here tonight as we celebrate the hard work, dedication, and success of our varsity basketball team. The season was filled with challenges, growth, and moments that I will probably remember for the rest of my career. Before we talk about our team's accomplishment, I want to extend some well-deserved thank yous. First of all, to the greatest assistant coaches anybody could ask for, Coach Paulson and Dr. Devin Kraft. Special thank you to Coach Burns for including us in the Coaches versus Cancer benefit game, which was a lot of fun. Thank you, Coach. And shout out to Coach Mecking for doing such a good job coaching our modified team. I also would like a special thank you to our athletic office, athletic director Matt Salomon, and the world's greatest secretary by far, Miss Kim Moore. Another round of applause for her, please. And a quick shout out to Mr. Mosley for keeping our kids healthy, our athletic trainer. Just a quick side note. I wrote some stuff down because I got lectured this morning by Colton saying that I needed to talk about the team and the season and that he didn't want me rambling and staying on topic. So, Colton, this is for you, buddy. Our team was 14-7. We were 5-1 in MHL Division III play. We are the MHL Division III champions for back-to-back years. Yeah. A couple of memorable moments this season. We had an epic 3-overtime game against Millbrook where our team showed incredible heart. We had 2 fantastic games versus the Mount Academy where Kwaku had an incredible putback shot at the buzzer. Yeah. And a lot of you never really saw the most memorable game because it was at Onteora. We had a 1-point lead with no time on the clock and the ball. All we needed to do was pass it in to win the game easy. Nope. Colton threw it to the other team. However, we had they scored, they took the lead, and I think my man Josh in the back had a great move at the buzzer to win the game against Onteora, which really locked in the division for us. Yeah, really cool. I have several awards as you know the season ended and we wait for the banquet till now. So our coaches association, the Basketball Coaches Association of New York, does a lot of cool things. So we have a special recognition award presented. B. Candy proudly presents this award to Jennifer Schoonmaker for running the best scores table in the MHAL. She's not here, but that's a pretty cool award. I'd like to call up this young man because, you know, sometimes people know the impact they have on the team by never stepping on the court, but being a huge help this year. So B County proudly presents the Student Assistant Award to Pedro for helping out. He's not here either? Come on, man. All right, fine. The Team First Award, B County proudly presents the Team First Award to Gregory Chavez. Come on, Greg, where are you? Come on. Leave a trophy for Greg, too. While Greg is on his way up here, Greg is also receiving the Player of the Year Award from the coaching staff this year. I'm staying over here. For his hard work, for his commitment, for his team first attitude. Real proud of this kid. Looking forward to next year working with him. Thank you. Cool. B Candy proudly presents this award to Colton Piquel. He's a scholar athlete, 90 or above average throughout the season. Proud of you, Colton. Come on, my man. There you go, buddy. Yeah. We sadly also were moved up to Class A this year, and even though we had a great season, turned to Class A playoffs were pretty tough. And getting on the all-star teams were very tough because there were so many talented players on Class A. But I have some awards here for Alan Ibrick. He made the all-section team, Class A. He also was an academic all-state recipient, and he made the scholar athlete team. Let's go. I got a couple more trophies here. I mean, Alan had an incredible season. He is our MVP. Pretty simple. It's not rocket science. Not rocket science. He led our team in just about every first or second in every offensive category, and he probably, in my 20-year coaching career, was probably the best defensive player I have ever coached. So, Alan Eipel. Yeah, this guy's here. It's my man Kwaku. Come on, baby. Not only did Kwaku arguably hit one of the best and biggest shots of the year, he also grew immensely as a player from a kind of a bench guy, like a 9th or 10th guy in the roster, to a key figure on our team. We wouldn't have won as many games, including the MHL championship, without him. I'm real proud of you, Kwaku. Thank you. Oh. Do I have to announce this? Just because I skipped this step, just a quick recognition for the kids. Stand when I call her name, please. Senior Malik Barrett, Senior Kwaku Bohan, Senior John Caban, Sophomore Greg Chavez, Senior Alan Ibrick, Senior Navon James, Junior Henry Jones, Freshman Max Kinsey, Junior Adrian Logan, Senior Elijah Moran, Senior Colton Paquel, and Junior Josh Ramirez. Great job, guys.
Let's give it up one more time for our boys varsity basketball team, the coaches and the award winners. So before we move forward into our spring season, I want to take a minute to acknowledge our scholar athletes from the winter season. Sorry, before we move forward to the spring season. So I want to take a minute to acknowledge the winter scholar athletes. Again, those are students who maintained over 90% for the entire third marking period. So just as we do when we call the rosters, I would like for you to stand where your name is called, and then after everybody's name is called, we'll give a round of applause. And you'll see when I read this list, it is pretty extensive, so please be patient, but this is a good thing. We want more and more senior scholar athletes on our teams. So, Nashawn Abney, Jonah Allhouse, Miguel Caban, Isaac Calderon, Jonathan Conacher, Dante Credle, Ethan Cruz, Cassius Gray, Aiden Hillman, Marcus Lewis Rivera, Elna Pagan, Evan Levine, Anthony Murdoch, Caleb Narat Roldan, Liam O'Chase, Joshua Osterhout, Austin Solstrom, Caleb St. Peter, Jonathan Torres, Scott Ramos, Carolyn Connor, Emma Deshawn, Riley Deshawn, Tawana Harrington, Isabella Lewis Rivera, Grace Manolfi, Joanna Neville, Daliana Ortega, Michaela Reyes, Lyra Secure, Amila Sousa, Shay Stewart, Sienna Thomas, Charlotte Zielinski, Sophia Jacobs, Cage Burns, Conway Hamill, Jonathan Torres, Victoria Bonnets, Leila Denman, Gabriela Diaz, Veda Stewart, Megan Wright, Carlos Ferreira, Wyatt McNeil, Leo Zielinski, Peyton Millis, Ivo Orfanos, Braylon Peavy, Michaela Rowe, Annabella Thomas Fords, Hadley Walsh, Kaylee Wilkes-Hiltz, Emmeline Wilkie, and Destiny Wilkie. Let's give a big round of applause. Again, congratulations. Those student athletes, along with many others, are setting the tone in the classroom and in the building, and really showing how we should represent ourselves both on the floor, on the court, in the field, and in the classroom. Also want to take a minute to recognize our New York State Public High School Scholar Athlete teams. We had 2 this year and 2 in the winter season. In order to qualify for that, you need to have at least 75% of your team with a combined average of over 90%. So we had 2 teams, fortunately, in the winter season. The rest of the teams were very close, but I'd like to acknowledge first the varsity wrestling team for being a Scholar Athlete team. Let's give a round of applause. And the boys indoor track team. And again, many of the other teams were very close, a point or 2 off. And as you can see from the amount of students that stood up, there's a lot of good students doing a lot of good things, really representing us well, our athletic program. Before we move forward, one more acknowledgement that's new, but I thought was a good idea to really call out some of the Scholar Athletes who are really bringing up their teams and really setting a positive example for their teams. So as a Scholar Athlete All-Star team, I'm going to announce, which is the highest GPA of a student on each given team. So when I do so, I'll announce your name and your GPA. You can please stand, and then we'll acknowledge the entire Scholar Athlete All-Star team after the fact. So for boys indoor track, we have Anthony Murdoch with a 98.67 GPA. For girls indoor track, we have Sophiana Jacobs with a 97.63 GPA. For wrestling, we have Cassius Gray with a 97.83 GPA. For girls basketball, we have Veda Stewart with a 96.33 GPA. And for boys basketball, we have Alan Ibrecht with a 97 GPA. Congratulations to those student athletes. You may be seated, but thank you very much for all the work you put in, how you represent your teams well, and really do your thing in the classroom as well. Again, something that's a little bit different. We don't normally invite student athletes to come up and speak, but we are starting a new initiative here where we are trying to give the students more of a voice. So in doing that, we've started a student athlete advisory committee, and we're going to have one of the students who is working to get this going kind of tell you a little bit about it, and maybe garner some attention and get some more kids interested in joining. So Ivor Afanos, if you want to come up and a quick little talk.
Hello, everybody. For those who don't know, my name is Eva Afanos, and I am honored to serve as one of the student athlete representatives for the newly formed Student Athlete Advisory Committee. And I'm equally excited to be sharing this role with Jonah Allhouse. So can we just get a hand for him real quickly? Being my fellow representative, Jonah brings a ton of leadership, energy, and dedication to our athletic community. And I'm really looking forward to working with him next year as we represent the voices of our teammates and help move our athletic program forward. First, I want to thank all of you, our coaches, parents, and supporters, for being here tonight and for everything you do to support us. You may not be on the court, field, or track with us, but your impact is always felt. Whether it's early morning drop-offs, late night pep talks, or cheering us on from the stands, your support makes all the difference. I compete in the singles one for tennis, and I also play golf, which is an interesting combo, but both sports have shaped me in meaningful ways. Tennis is fast-paced, high pressure, and full of moments where you have to make quick decisions and stay mentally strong. Golf, on the other hand, is all about patience and composure. You can't rush it. You have to think ahead, stay calm, and trust your preparation. Both sports have taught me how to handle pressure, keep perspective, and push through challenges, even when it gets tough. Being a student athlete means more than just playing a game. It's about balancing schoolwork, practices, competitions, and everything in between. It's about showing up, giving your best, and learning how to lead, not just on the court, but in the classroom and in our community. We are looking for student athletes with leadership qualities who will be able to contribute to this committee. The Student Athlete Advisory Committee has multiple goals in mind to accomplish in the next school year. First, we want to help build more connection across all sports, Every team works hard, but sometimes we don't get a chance to support each other as much as we'd like to. Whether it's through joint events, school spirit initiatives, or just showing up for each other's games, we want to create a stronger sense of unity within our athletic program. Second, we want to make sure that all student-athlete voices are heard. This means being a bridge between athletes, coaches, and administration, making sure that feedback, ideas, and concerns are shared and considered. We believe in advocating for things that matter to us: training space, scheduling, recognition, and even things like mental health support. The last goal this committee is passionate about is raising awareness and excitement about our athletic programs with younger students, especially those in elementary school that are coming up to the junior, senior high. We want to help create opportunities for them to see what it's like to be a part of a team, to meet older athletes they can look up to, oh my God, and start thinking early about how sports can shape their future in a positive way. Whether it's through youth clinics, team visits to the elementary school, or inviting younger students to our games and meets, we want to be visible and welcoming. When kids see this fun, the teamwork, and the pride that comes with being a student athlete, they are more likely to get involved and stay involved. It's about building a stronger future for our entire athletic committee and starting the next generation. On behalf of Jonah and myself, thank you for trusting us with this role, and we are both looking forward to working with many of you in this room on this new committee and to push the initiative forward. If anyone is interested, feel free to reach out to myself or Mr. Salamone. And thank you again.
Thank you very much, Eva. Let's give another round of applause. You're very brave to come up here and speak on the behalf of the committee. And again, it's something that's just getting started, something that we hope that hopefully she and the message she laid out can hopefully garner some attention, bring some more students involved to the cause. All right, now we will officially move on to the spring season. I'd first like to welcome up Coach McKeever for varsity boys tennis.
My whole team. Oh, we're good. No, thank you. I know them all by heart. Hello, everyone. First off, I would like to thank Ms. Wiles, Ms. White, Mr. Prokosh, and the entire Board of Education for providing our school so many opportunities for students to participate in so many extracurricular activities. I also like to shout out our PE department for providing students the opportunity to play tennis in class. Ms. Orr, you are absolutely amazing. You rescheduled 8 out of our 12 matches this year, which is incredible. And Mr. Solomon, he's over there. Give him a shout out. He came to our tennis match in a winter coat and also shorts at one point. So crazy season for us this year. My team, I have 3 right here: Wyatt McNeil, Carlos Ferrer, and Leo Zielinski. I want to give them a shout out. They all played a varsity sport for the first time this year. None of them could hit a ball at the beginning of the season or run for more than a minute, and now we are out playing for 2 hours today, and they've all improved so much. We have 2 9th graders and a 10th grader, and I'm super excited to see what the next couple of years bring. As for my awards, the first one goes up to Mr. Caleb Coles, if you want to make your way up here. I call this award I call this one the Heart of Steel Award. This is named after Mr. Reggie Steele, who is my assistant coach. He does so much for not only our program and our community, but also our school. This award goes to Caleb because Caleb shows so much sportsmanship throughout the year. There was a match where I think Caleb won a total of like 4 points, which is not a lot in tennis, but my man was smiling the whole time. He had the best time. He was super encouraging to his teammates, and he's just a really great guy overall, and he's got a huge heart. So, Heart of Steel, Caleb Coles. Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Stay. Caleb, come back. Caleb, come back. Caleb, come back. Mrs. Valdez wants a picture of the whole team. That's why I called them all up here. Right? Next one goes out to Mr. Nate Valdez. Come on up. This award is super simple. It's only 3 letters. It's our MVP award. Mr. Nate, I had Nate in class his freshman year, and I begged him to play tennis. He said no. And then my next year I had him in class for a different class, and I begged him, and he finally said yes, instantly fell in love, played incredible. Then junior year decided to not come back, which I was mad at him for, but this year he came back and he played absolutely out of his mind. He won 5 out of the 8 matches that he played. Quick story for you all. I made a bet with the team. I said, if anybody wins their match, I'll buy the entire team pizza. Merely 18 hours later, Nate wins his first match. Have to buy the whole team pizza. And then the next day, Nate wins his second match, and I had to buy the team pizza again. So he financially hurt me, but mentally, incredible kid. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool beans. Let's go that way. Come on, fellas.
Let's give another big round of applause to the varsity boys tennis team, Coach McKeever, the award winners. Next up, I'd like to welcome Coach Mead and the varsity girls golf team.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. Big thank you to Mr. Salamo and Miss Orr. We have a very rapidly growing golf program here, and we've had a difficult time keeping up with the amount of equipment we have to be able to get all of our girls swinging clubs. And we had to kind of like pivot and scramble, and we had some staff members step up and donate clubs. We had Mrs. Orr and Mr. Salamone helping us get some clubs. So we finally, about, 2 weeks into the season, had a set of clubs for every player, which was nice. Let's take a moment to recognize the members of our golf team. Senior Kylie Beatty, sophomore Cassandra Boyd, freshman Isabel DeJesus, 8th grader Peyton Millis, junior Eva Orfanos, 10th grader Braylon Peavy, 11th grader, junior, sorry, I'm living in the past. 10th grader Isabella Rivas, 8th grader Michaela Rowe, senior Casey J. Thomas, 7th grader Annabella Thomas Forbes, 7th grader Hadley Walsh, senior Kelly Wicks Hiltz, and 8th grader Emmy Wilkie. Whew. All right, as you can see, that's a lot of kids on the golf team. Only 4 kids can play in a match, so that left 8 kids just about every match, 8-10 kids sitting home and wondering if they were ever going to get to play. They kept working hard. We did a pretty good job rotating until we got 2 weeks of straight rain, and then it got a little tricky. But when all that happened, we were able to get an assistant golf coach. So Coach Dahm, who's not here tonight, stepped up and was our assistant for the last few weeks of the season, which really helped develop those players a little bit more and also get them playing when we had away matches, so that was great. And we got a couple of awards to give out. So let's go with the Sportsmanship Award first. Sound good? All right, this player, so I don't want to talk too much about golf. But I will say golf is not an easy sport. And when you're out there on the course and it's just you and things aren't going well, which happens a lot, it's really easy to get down on yourself. It's really easy to want to fudge the numbers on your scorecard, right? Those of you who've played golf before, we've all been there. It was a 7, but I could probably say it was a 6 and feel a little bit better about myself. This player, that is the worst thing that you could do on the golf course. She always was very fair. She always wanted to challenge herself. And we just had our golf party last week, and the season ended a month ago, and she's crushing the ball all of a sudden and already has improved a tremendous amount in the last month. Why? There's no secret to sports, kids. If you want to get better at your sport, you just have to go out and play it as much as you can. And the season ended a month ago, but she's still playing 3-4 days a week. She loves golf. She's getting better at it, and she's got a bright future ahead of her. So our Sportsmanship Award, Michaela Rowe. All right, the next award is a really easy one. Could have figured it out even without an Excel spreadsheet. It's just the lowest season average. So a couple of things about this kid. She loves golf. I think she's loved golf since before she could walk. Probably before she knew she loved golf. She loved golf. It was just kind of written in the stars. She didn't play a ton of matches before this year, but she came to us as a 7th grader, really eager to get started. Her first couple of matches, and she still shot really well, but they weren't. She wasn't thrilled with those scores, and it didn't take her long to just kind of figure out that when you play in match play, things go a little bit slower, and you can't go at your pace. You have to go at the pace of the slowest person. And she kind of adjusted, and she had a really nice season. She qualified for sectionals as a 7th grader, and then she went to sectionals, and she made the cut to go back the second day as a 7th grader. We had a Mahal kind of division match. She shot the 3rd best score in our entire division. The one girl in our division was the sectional champion this year. The other girl in our division that beat her finished 3rd in the section this year. So she's kind of right there with the big guns, and she's a 7th grader. She ended up finishing 12th in the section. She had a tremendous season, and the best part, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, she's in 7th grade. Our lowest season average, Hadley Walsh.
Give one more round of applause to the varsity girls golf team, Coach Mead, and our award winners. Next up, I'd like to welcome Coach Kavanaugh for our varsity baseball team.
Evening, everyone. I'll try and make this as short as I can, but also giving due diligence to all of the athletes. Quickly, before I forget, I know it's been said, but I want to once again give a quick shout out to Miss Kim Orr. Yep, give a hand. Yep, got to. Mr. Salomon to my left. And last but not least, I think I'm looking right at him, Mr. Jay Mosley. Appreciate you back there. Thank you for helping with everything. And before I get into our season, also, I don't know if he's here or not, but a quick shout out to my modified baseball coach, Brian Dawson. I do appreciate everything you do. So, Coach Dawson, great job. All right, we got 15 on the roster. Once you hear your name, please stand. We'll start by grade level. Sophomores, please stand. Cage Burns, CJ Hamill, Dyron Laurel, Dylan Mosier, Cody Randazzo. Juniors, Damian Betancourt Gath, Miles Comentino, Jonathan Conacher, Ryan Conklin, Tyler Dams, George Rowe, Joseph Valenti, Caden Wardinsky, and our 2 seniors, Jason Mann and Jonathan Torres. First and foremost, I want to also thank Coach Rudinsky over here for all of his help and commitment to the Ellenville baseball program, as well as helping me coach this year's team. Thank you, Coach Rudinsky. Very quick synopsis here. The team got better each and every game throughout the season, and we were definitely more competitive this year than we were last year, so that's a big improvement. A few of our highlights this season was defeating Livingston Manor at home in a close game and beating Tri-Valley at Doubleday Field, which is played in Cooperstown. We have an annual Cooperstown trip, so that was pretty sweet to beat them because we haven't beat them in a few years. Last but not least, I would also like to thank our 2 seniors once again for their commitment and dedication to the Ellenville baseball program. Jason Mann, who completed his first year on varsity, and Jonathan Torres, who is leaving us completing 4 full years of varsity. So you both will be greatly missed. Thank you. Also, too, I know some of the other coaches were talking about awards and certificates and that stuff. For baseball, it will not come out to the end of June, so like varsity 845, all that stuff online, so I have no idea if any of our guys will win anything. Hopefully they do, but I won't know that. And the 2 things I do know is we do have 2 trophy recipients right here. Our first one is the 2025 Pitcher of the Year. And the Pitcher of the Year, I don't think he's here tonight, but if he is, please come on up, Joseph Valenti. No joke. All right, and then our last award of the night for baseball is the 2025 Ellenville Hitter of the Year, and that goes to sophomore Cody Randazzo.
Let's give another big round of applause to our varsity baseball team, Coach Wardinsky, Coach Kavanaugh, and our award winners. Next up, I'd like to welcome Coach Bonnets once again for the varsity softball team.
Good evening again, everyone. It's my honor to speak about our varsity softball team, group of young women who, through their dedication, heart, and resilience, made this season very special. First, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to the people who supported our team every step of the way. First to Coach Burns, right? So she's my assistant coach, but we're way past that. We are co-coaches. And Coach, thank you for your commitment, your insight, and your positivity. I really appreciate you. How about a round of applause for Coach Burns? To Ms. Hemstreet, our modified coach, we appreciate all you do to help build and strengthen our program. And a special thank you, she might be here tonight, to Kim Wright, who went above and beyond to help make our senior night such a memorable occasion for our players and their families. And always a special thank you to my wife. Appreciate your patience, support, and encouragement. See if I can keep this right here. I'm going to go to the names here. Please stand when I call your name. Senior Victoria Bonnets, Junior Lila Denman, Senior Julia Deo, Sophomore Gabby Diaz, Junior Angela Litz, Freshman Sky Pierce, Sophomore Nevea Ramos, Freshman Angelina Suarez, Senior Beta Stewart, Senior Divine Wernick, Freshman Destiny Wilkie, Junior Amora Williams, and Freshman Megan Wright. Let's go. About this team, this group of athletes showed what it truly means to fight for each other. We finished with a 7-7 overall record, which doesn't sound that impressive, but this season was very challenging with the weather, with teams not wanting to play us, and we kind of played a limited schedule. So that number doesn't alone tell the story of what this team accomplished. We fought through ups and downs and found our strength when it mattered most. One of the proudest moments for me as a coach was watching this team come together to earn 2 huge wins over our rival Dover on back-to-back days. One game was a continuation of a rainout, which we were losing 3-0, and we came back to win 7-3. That's a guess. felt about right, but they were huge, really huge wins. Wins that didn't just go in the books as victories, but wins that secured our place in the playoffs. That determination, that refusal to quit is what defined our season. In the playoffs, the team showed their heart once again with a huge first-round win over the Millbrook Weebatuck team. That win was the result of grit, focus, and teamwork. Though our journey ended in a hard-fought semifinal loss to Sullivan West, the way this team battled, supported one another, and left it all on the field is something I'll always remember. Okay, some award winners. I want to take a moment to recognize some individual players who truly shined this season. Our most improved player, Veda Stewart. Veda, your hard work and commitment to this team was inspiring. The growth you showed this season, the way you put in the effort day after day, juggling many jobs and many challenges, it didn't go unnoticed, and we're very proud of how far you've come. Our player of the year. Our player of the year is the kind of player, the kind of teammate every coach hopes for. Her great attitude, her willingness to work hard, her constant support for her teammates. All of this made such a positive impact on our team. Our player of the year this year is Julia Deo. I enjoy standing up here. Proud of you, Julia. All right, I could stand here all night talking about
we could stand here all night talking about what this player, this is our MVP. She can make her way up here, Victoria. Victoria led our team in every offensive category, finished the season with a remarkable .591 batting average, and reached 124 career hits, tying for third all-time at our school. On the mound, she was dominant, finishing with a 1.73 ERA and 109 strikeouts this season, closing her career out with an incredible 354 strikeouts. But beyond the stats, it's the leadership, the focus, and the quiet determination that made Victoria the player and person she is. This year's MVP, Victoria Bonnets.
Victoria and Nevaeh Ramos were also named to the Section 9 Class B All-Star team. And Victoria, for the first time since Drew Bugna, it's only ever happened to one other player, was nominated for All-State. So lastly, this really is the most important award. I'm not kidding. So we started a tradition, I'm not sure if we talked about this last year, but we started a tradition many years ago with the softball team. It's called Cupcake Thursday. And I want to give you too many details, but on Thursdays, the kids bring cupcakes and they get ranked. And there's a lot of rules, and it's a very serious thing. And let me just say that this year's cupcakes were the best cupcakes in the 15 years we've been doing this. Give yourselves a round of applause. However, the best cupcake this year was a delicious lemon raspberry cupcake, which scored a 9.5 out of 10. And so this certificate of achievement is awarded to Victoria Bonas for winning Cupcake Thursday with a 9.5. Have a good night. Thank you.
Just very quickly, at the end of every huddle, Coach always asks me if I have something to say, and I typically say no, but I do today. Can't go without saying that this season, Coach reached his 200th career softball win. Already collecting 200 in basketball and now 200 in softball. Total legend.
Let's give it up one more time to the varsity girls softball team. Coach Bonds, before you sit down, just to follow up on what Coach Burns has said, we also want to recognize your 200 wins. It does feel like we just did this, and it's because we did, and it just shows your excellence in coaching, how it transferred from one sport to another. So again, we want to give you another round of applause, acknowledgement, and an award just to commemorate the wins. So come on back up. Let's give one more big round of applause to Coach Bonnets. Coach Bonnets did just accidentally take my folder as well with the lineup of who goes next. So I believe it is, okay, let's welcome up Coach Garigliano, the girls varsity outdoor track and field.
While we figure out the paperwork, I'm going to start out. I want to call up everybody. So our boys head coach, Coach Paulson, our boys assistant coach, Jack Wilson, my assistant coach, Coach Eccles, and our volunteer assistant, Coach Carter. So we kind of dropped the ball a little bit on indoor because last year Coach Paulson had the idea that we really are one program. Wilson kind of said it. We work together every day. It would be impossible for us to share the track and that space if we weren't all one unit. And this group, we've worked together now for 3 years, and we really, I think we do a great job working together. Big shout out to our modified coaches. Coach Allhouse, I know you're out there, and Coach Schoonmaker. It's such a benefit to us as varsity coaches that we have two former varsity coaches coaching our modified kids. So when they come to us, we know that they're ready to do what we need them to do because they've learned it at the high level, at the lower level. So thank you to our modified coaches. I also personally forgot to thank Mr. Mosley during indoor. I think the track team might frequent him the most. He comes to almost all of our meets, home and away, and really has done a great job keeping our kids healthy and helping us try to prevent the injuries before they even start. So it's a great asset getting an athletic trainer here, and thank you, Mr. Mosley, for everything you did for us this year. So Coach Wilson said it with indoor. It was probably the coldest indoor season we've had in the 15 years I've been here. I think we were outside about 3 days before we got stuck inside for the season. And it makes for a long season. And as the other spring coaches have said, it was probably the wettest spring season we've had in a long time. Unfortunately for us, our games don't get canceled in the rain. So we heard about tennis matches and softball games and baseball games. I give our kids a lot of credit. We went to Kingston in a driving downpour. We went to Mahal's at 44 degrees with rain, and it's really hard to get top performance out of that, but our kids answered the bell every single time. We did a great job. Unfortunately, the Steinhoff Cup, our big home showcase that we love to do for everybody, we couldn't do it because we had standing water down at the track, and it just wasn't a safe environment. But our kids kept answering that bell and being outside in just horrible conditions. And also, too, I want to thank the Booster Club. They made bags for us so many times. And when we get that email saying, hey, how many kids do you have going to Mahals? 41. How many kids do you have going to sections? 44. How many kids do you have going to state quals? 27. Like, that's a lot of work, so thank you to Ms. Zielinski and Ms. Conacher and the entire Booster Club for doing that for us every week. Okay, Mr. Salomon's still looking for the roster, so I'll do a couple things first. We had a great season, a lot of success. I'll start with the girls' awards first, then I'll do the rosters momentarily. Our first award is going to be our Blue Devil Award, which, as I said earlier, is our Hard Work and Dedication Award. It's someone who had a tough indoor season. Injuries and just being inside, being a distance runner on the hallway is rough. Pounding on that floor that the kids walk on all day is not easy on the body. She fought injury the whole time. Came out in the spring, rejuvenated, ready to go. Did a really great job. Asked me to sign her yearbook today, and I talked about hard work and how she's an example for everybody through that hard work. So our Blue Devil Award goes to Sophiana Jacobs. We'll take a break from the awards because I want to make sure everybody gets recognized too before we move on. Girls team, as I say your name, please stand up. Mariana Brewster, Kylie Cervantes, Caroline Connor, Emma Deshawn, Riley Deshawn, Lucy Fernandez, Tawana Harrington, Isabella Lewis Rivera, Micaiah Irizarry, Sophiana Jacobs, Janila Jones, Grace Manalfi, Sarah Martinez, Michaela Negron, Nicole Nero, Johanna Neville, Dolly Ortega, Elna Pagan, Kylie Oliver, Michaela Reyes, Roxanne Ross, Lyra Sakar, Amelia Souza, Shay Stewart, Sienna Thomas, Jayana Torres, Josiah Van Dyke, Liliana Vasquez, Mackenzie Wayland, and Charlotte Zielinski. So back to our awards. As you could hear, we had a lot of names. We had 31 on the girls roster, which I think is the most we've had throughout an entire season, which was awesome. And for our awards, we had it was a good problem. We had 21 girls out of that 30 score points in dual meets, which might be the highest number we've had. We had a very good year in our dual meets. We went 4-2, and a lot of them were underclassmen. So trying to find a rookie of the year was a very difficult thing when you have, 2 7th graders, a lot of freshmen first time, a lot of sophomores first time. It was a good problem to have. The person who we picked for rookie of the year this year was the 3rd highest point scorer on the team, scored in every single dual meet, was fast onto the scene in our sprint events, was the anchor to our 4x1 the entire year, and answered the bell in every event we needed her to. Rookie of the Year, Luciana Fernandez. And our last award for the girls goes to our MVP. This one came right down to the wire because normally, for me on paper, it's easy. Who scores the most points, that's the MVP. And it was right down to the last meet where it changed hands. And it was honestly impressive to see the two go at it the whole year. I was tracking the points on my spreadsheet, kind of seeing how it was going to play out. And it really came down to the last meet. And it was really hard for this person to score as many points as she did because she doesn't get as many opportunities to do events. Track athletes, well, all track and field athletes get 4 events per meet. And when you have 4, obviously it's a lot easier to score more points than someone who can only do 2. And our throwers only have the opportunity to do 2 events. So it's a lot harder to score points. But this athlete, if she didn't win shot put every single dual meet, I'd be shocked by that. I'd go back and look. She was the Section 9 Class C champion in the shot put, as well as finished second place at the state qualifier, just narrowly missing the state meet, but was an absolute great year. Our highest point scorer on the team, senior Sienna Thomas. I'm now going to turn the mic over to Coach Paulson.
All right, let's make this quickish. So I'm just going to start out with the roster. Once again, the track teams are fantastic. Well, before the roster, I just want to thank everybody. The school is very supportive of everything we do. The board members, and then just having a great athletic director and the greatest secretary of all time, Mrs. Orr. Give a round of applause again. She's the best. Mr. Mosley, who, I'm sorry, but we probably send 55 kids to him a day, but he does. Yeah, he lives. They live there basically, but he's fantastic, and it's really helpful for our program because it's such a long season, and you go through so many elements that there's a lot of injuries. So thank you, Mr. Mosley, for that. And I just want to say thank you for the parents and the Booster Club for putting together 2,000 bags. We really appreciate it. So the roster, please stand. Nyshawn Abney, Isaiah Alicia, Joan Allhouse, Kwaku Bohem, Xavier Brown, Hayden Budd, Miguel Caba, Isaac Calderon, Santiago Chavez, Greg Chavez, Sam Colon, Jonathan Conacher, Ezekiel Cromwell, Landon Cruz, Ethan Cruz, Baron Faison, Cassius Gray, Marcus Guerrero, Aiden Hillman, James Horvath, Henry Jones, Xavier DeSanta, Evan Levine, Marcus Luis Rivera, Hector Lopez, Amir McKenzie, Kai Murdoch, Anthony Murdoch, J. Rod Neville, Liam Osh, Scott Ramos, Elijah Robinson, Austin Salstrom, Fuad Soccer, Caleb St. Peter, Leonidas Thomas, Jonathan Torres, Nate Valdez, Gavarni Walters, and Christian Zielinski. Round of applause. This season was fantastic. Once again, we have a huge group, and we have dual meets. They're called dual meets, so they don't really mean much, but it's very nice to have a gauge on how well you're doing versus other teams. And this year, we went undefeated again in dual meets. So I think this is probably 3 years in a row where we haven't won a dual meet. So congratulations to you guys. It's very awesome. We got to keep that going, and that's because of our very strong core of juniors and seniors. So thank you guys once again. And this senior group, I appreciate you guys. They really held it down, and they brought our first sectional championship last year in over 10 years. So once again, thank you guys very much for that. We'll go over some awards now. So the most improved, this kid is awesome. He kind of came into the year as a middle distance guy and working hard, but not really sure of what he can do, and his confidence level wasn't super high. And then after begging to run a 400, we finally put him in one, which nobody begs to run that. Everybody usually just runs away from us and says that they have to go home or something. But this kid, after that, he had a ton of confidence, and I'm really excited that he gets to come back and run it again. And he's always challenging and kind of talking trash to his other buddy who's an 800 runner. And this kid is awesome, and I'm happy to have him back. Caleb Norak. Before I forget, once again, we are one big group. So all of these kids are obviously, they're all of ours, right? Each of us do a specific type of event. And it's really nice to coach with them, because when you're coaching 40 boys and 40 girls, so 80 athletes at once, it's really difficult. Even if we break it up, there's like 10 to 15 kids doing one thing, and it's very hard. But it's very nice that I can trust that I'm going to send an athlete over to Coach Dede, Coach Carter, Coach Wilson, Coach Griggs, and I know that they're going to get the best coaching. So I really do appreciate them very much. And they are the greatest staff ever. And Coach Steinoff, who's not here, they really are fantastic. So they make my job and our lives much easier. So thank you guys. Next award. Card of the GOAT, as they say. All right, next award is the Coach's Award. This student is absolutely, as they say, a dog, all right? He is one of the hardest working kids ever, one of the most positive kids ever. He is competitive in almost anything ever. I think I almost tore my rotator cuff because he challenged me in like 5 billion badminton games this year, which he won 4,999,000,000 of them. But he had a really tough season because of injuries early on, but he always showed up. Mr. Mosley is probably his best friend now because he spent every day with him. And he came back and tried his hardest. This kid really is the athlete you always want to coach. So thank you for everything. And the Coach's Award goes to Nate Valdez. Next award, it's pretty self-explanatory and everybody's going to know who it is. It is called the Jumpman Award. So everybody knows who it is. It's Christian Zielinski. Don't come. You can walk up. That's fine. A little bit. Sorry, Christian. This is for Charlotte. Never mind. Christian, although if you look at a lot of the jumpers around the state and if you come to a state meet, a lot of these kids are 6 feet and above. So being long and triple jump, it does help you being a little bit taller. But Christian doesn't let that faze him at all. He goes out and he competes. He's really, it's pretty awesome to see because Coach Carter, being such a legend in the sport, has really taken him under his wing. And he listens to every word that he says. Not from us usually, but Coach Carter most likely. But he is a section champion in the long and triple jump. And he currently just this past weekend placed 5th at the state meet, so he got a medal. He's a junior, so we're very excited to have him back. And the Jumpman Award is perfect because he does hate running, and even when we try to do sprint technique forms, I look over and he's doing some jumping stuff, and I'm just like, that's not it. He doesn't run, but we're working on it, and we're going to get there. Oh, this guy's. All right, so give him a round of applause. Good job, Chris. So this other award, it's actually 2 awards. The other one's not here, but both athletes are here, so very, very happy for that. This is the Hard Work and Dedication Award. Once again, track is all based off of effort. Obviously, a lot of skill and God-given ability is helpful, but it's really how hard you work, how much you're dedicated to it, how open your mind is to it. And these kids are the hardest working and the most dedicated in the school. And I'm very happy and proud to have them on my team. I'm going to miss one of them very much because he is probably one of my favorite kids I've ever coached. So this award goes to, first, Austin Salstrom and Anthony Murdoch. Once again, thank you very much. Coach Carter wants to say a few words. He is the man of wisdom. So to end the night, we want him to... Oh, sorry. Austin Salstrom also was the biggest surprise this year, and it's kind of the coolest thing in track because everything's based on numbers and times and distances, and you kind of know where they stand for the most part. And this guy stays out to practice the latest out of everybody, so I credit Coach Didi for staying with him most of the time, and she has to kick him out because he will just continue to do drills and drills and drills. And this year he made the state meet in discus, and he placed 10th at the state meet this past weekend, so good job all. And Coach Carter.
Good evening. That's all I got. No. I mostly want to talk to the seniors that are leaving us, but all of you included too. But in 1995, a student graduating gave me a book, The Prophet. I gave to our seniors tonight. Dennis Warner, a dear friend of mine, would give it to his seniors upon graduating, so I gave it in honor of them. Included in it, I wrote a note. By the way, that was a used book, in case you didn't know. I put a note in there for each of you, and it went something like this. I don't know all of your names, but I always recognize your smiles. It's those smiles that bring me back each day. To me, my message to you, may your path be filled with love and light, happiness and health. Make love the foundation of your journey, starting with self-love. Dare to reach, dare to believe in yourself, dare to dream big. Now, I told a story a couple of years ago to the indoor track people, and it went like this. I was 24 years old. I was down in Farmingdale College doing a workout. A young kid showed up, 16-year-old kid, and I introduced myself. I said, I'm Jack, I'm a pole vaulter. And he said, I'm Fred, I'm going to be an Olympic decathlete. So I'm going to be an Olympic decathlete. Now, I was a lot wiser than him by age. And so inwardly I thought, does he have a clue what he's aspiring to be? It's almost impossible. 8 years later, I was in Ellenville teaching. We bought our first colored TV so we could watch the Olympics and watch Fred compete in his Olympic Games. A big difference. I wanted to be there. I hoped to be there. I wished to be there. He was going to be there. There's no wiggle room in I'm going to. Remember those things, please. Be careful with your words. When I was coaching and teaching here, one of the things that I was really weak at was motivating. I always thought that everyone should be self-motivated because I was. And I try to change that now, and I try to motivate people. And I teach them different things to say, and I've given them mantras to repeat. And a mantra is just a tool for change. And this is the mantra I put inside the book that I gave them. In this moment, I joyfully free myself from all limiting thoughts and beliefs. I am limitless. Now, when I do that myself, I just add, I'm ageless. I can live with that. Now, the important thing in this, in the moment, we've always heard people say, be in the moment, be in the now, be present. Well, the moment's that point where you can insert a change. We have these beliefs. We've had them since we were children, and they rule our lives. In this age of people becoming kings, beliefs are king. They rule what you think about, you bring about. Okay, you can change the belief through repetition, through something like not limiting yourself, getting rid of those negative voices, okay? And you say it often, you say it when the doubts creep in. Remember, what you think about, you bring about. When you argue for your limitations, they become yours. Willpower is the chisel that shapes the stone. It's the first insight I got 23 years ago. It means what you focus on, you bring about. Since I've been retired, I've had many of those moments where there's no before and no after, just a silent moment. And I gain inspiration, I gain insights from those moments. And I learned it's a two-way street. You can plant those seeds of change, but you also get messages coming in. Now, when it comes to public speaking, I am always a reluctant warrior. I hate coming up here. I really do. Until I'm done, but I was glad I did. But at about 11:30 today, I was walking down the hall, and I said to myself, Jack, let's not do that. Let's hand out the books with the note in it. Let's go enjoy the evening. And I took a deep breath, and it was one of those moments. And I get Rosie Parks, I'm sorry. Rosie Parks. You know who Rosie Parks is? She's considered the mother of the civil rights movement. She's the woman in Montgomery who refused to sit in the back of the bus. She's the woman that stood up for her truth. And so that's kind of why I'm here, and it's also why I'm reluctant. Because one of the and this is a message to what's going on now in the country and around the world. And it's tough times. And so about 2 years ago, I was at the hospital with my wife, and they had to transfer her downstate. And so they said, oh, it'll be 45 minutes, the ambulance will be here. And I said, okay. My wife chatted, and I chatted away, and then, oh, it's going to be another hour, and we chatted some more. And then it's going to be another hour. And we've been married 55 years, so we ran out of chatter. And I remember just sitting there, and all of a sudden, I thought to myself, the world is run on inefficiency. I mean, 3 hours later, it's run on inefficiency. And I leaned back in my chair, as I always do, on the back two legs. And there was that moment of silence. And this inner voice said, judgments are the cause of all the pain and suffering in the world. And it freed me. And I give you that gift, take it or leave it, it's for you to think about. So I wish you a great summer. It's been a pleasure working with your children, pleasure working with you guys and gals. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Let's give another big round of applause to our boys and girls varsity track teams, the award winners. Coach Carter for sharing the knowledge with us. So that does conclude the teams that we're going to call up, but there is still a number of acknowledgments we want to make as far as our student academic performances and also overall contributions to the athletic program. So just as we recognize for the winter season, I'm going to recognize for the spring season our scholar athlete teams, our New York State Public High School scholar athlete teams. So again, these are teams where 75% or more of the team has a combined GPA of over 90%. And we had quite a few for the spring, so that's great to see. So first we had the boys varsity track team, girls varsity track team, varsity softball, girls varsity golf, and boys tennis. So it's great to see that number of scholar athlete teams. Really, again, goes to show that hard work is not just occurring on the field, on the court, on the track, also in the classroom. So we're also going to recognize the Scholar Athlete All-Star team again. Again, this is student athletes from each team with the highest GPA. So we'll go ahead, and from softball with a 98 GPA, we have Lila Denman. From tennis with a 97.28 GPA, Carlos Ferreira. From baseball with a 96.57 GPA, Jonathan Conacher. From golf with a 98 GPA, Braylon Peavy. And we actually had a tie for boys track with 97.571 was both Scott Ramos and Caleb St. Peter. And lastly, from girls track with a 97.36, we had Amelia Sousa. Now we're going to end the night with some overall awards that really encompass student athletes' career here in Ellenville. So this is the Varsity 8 Awards, and this is for student athletes who have earned 8 varsity letters over their career. And I will name the student athlete as well as the amount of varsity letters they've earned. When you come up, please remain here until everybody is called, and we'll have a picture taken with everybody. And Coach Paulson and Coach Griglano are going to hand you your award. First, we have Nathaniel Valdez with 16 varsity letters. Anthony Murdoch with 9 varsity letters. Kwaku Bohan with 10 varsity letters. Pedro Bonachea with 10 varsity letters. Riley Deshawn with 11 varsity letters. Victoria Bonds with 14 varsity letters. Alan Ibrick with 11 varsity letters. Marcus Luis Rivera with 10 varsity letters. Jonathan Torres with 10 varsity letters. And lastly, Sienna Thomas with 8 varsity letters. Congratulations for your continued dedication. We appreciate everything you do here for the program. The amount of time and commitment you put in to earn that number of varsity letters is truly incredible. So once Sienna comes up, we'll have a nice picture. Congratulations. Oh yeah, Marcus is great. Congratulations, everybody. And lastly, to conclude the night, we have our Lamps of Knowledge Award. This again, thank you, gentlemen. This again is another prestigious award that is difficult to obtain. In order to obtain the Lamps of Knowledge, you need to have participated in 3 varsity sports and maintain a GPA of over 90% your senior year. So again, this is a combination of academics and athletics maintained over the course of your senior year, and it's really impressive. So we have 3 recipients. First, we have Veda Stewart. Next, we have Riley Deshawn. And lastly, we have Marcus Luis Rivera. Congratulations to our Lamps of Knowledge recipients. And also congratulations to everybody here tonight, all the hard work you put in, all the dedication. I'm pleased to be able to share this night with you and to be able to really acknowledge all the hard work all of our student athletes and coaches put in. So let's once again give a big round of applause to all of our participants in the the winter and the spring seasons. And enjoy your night and your summer.